Prepare to be appalled and outraged
Suicidal, homicidal.
as we delve into the dark world of police officers abusing their authority. These horrifying stories will leave you questioning the very system designed to protect you. Enjoy the bone-chilling ride through the depths of police corruption worldwide. A 9-year-old girl pepper-sprayed and tormented by police officers. A viral video released in 2021 sent the world into shock. On January 29, 2021, police officers were responding to a call in Rochester, New York. There was a report of family trouble. It is unknown at the time what that truly meant, and as time went on, it didn't become any clearer. However, the officers' horrifying reactions had escalated what was a small issue and turned it into a worldwide dispute. The 90-minute video that was released mainly focused on the mistreatment of a 9-year-old girl. The footage was taken from multiple body cameras and compiled into 2 horrendous videos, the incident and the aftermath. The video of the incident is blurred due to the child's age, but the final 2-minute clip is just as disturbing. 30 seconds into the video, an officer can be seen yelling at the girl's mother, saying, "What are you doing? You should be worried about your daughter running down the street, suicidal, homicidal, and you are going to start a fight with me? I don't want to hear it."
What are you doing? About your daughter running down the street, suicidal, homicidal, and you're going to start a fight with people in a van? I don't want to hear it.
At that exact moment, just a few streets away, the 9-year-old girl was pepper sprayed and put into handcuffs. The footage skips to the 9-year-old girl kicking and shouting to the officers, "Wait, my eyes are burning." The young girl cries to the officer and pleads with her from the back seat, "Officer, please don't do this to me." The officer replies, "You did this to yourself, hon." The officer tells the girl that the ambulance has arrived, but as seen in the corner of the body cam footage, the ambulance didn't arrive for another 15 minutes. The young girl was finally helped and taken to the hospital.
Girl was transported to the hospital and has since been released to her family.
Unnecessary force. In late 2022, the Atlanta Police Department attempted to address a viral video showing a lone black couple being forcibly arrested. The Atlanta Police Department says the viral 30-second clip doesn't portray the full story. As a result, they released the full 1 hour and 3-second clip. Let's just say this didn't change people's minds. The footage showed nothing but a frustrated officer and a frightened couple unknowingly committing a simple crime. In the footage, an officer can be heard breathing heavily and writing something down for almost 16 minutes. After almost 18 minutes, the officer steps out of his car and approaches a man. His girlfriend stays at their car door. The officer tells the man he is being given a ticket after parking in a closed park late at night. After asking if signing is necessary, the man signs. The officer then asks the lady to join her boyfriend at the police car's hood. After being told about the ticket, the lady asks for the officer's name and badge number as a safety precaution. She retrieves her phone from her car and begins typing. She says that the couple are from out of town and had no way of knowing the park was closed. To this, the officer replied, "That doesn't mean anything." It seemed that the couple didn't know that they had done anything wrong, but the officer persisted. He asked the lady if she is going to sign. She replies, "No, because I want your badge number." Without saying a word, the officers walked around the boyfriend, and later the lady can be heard saying, "Sir, you are hurting me," as he attempts to put her in handcuffs. The couple remained calm, and the man began recording the incident on his phone. The officer became more hostile and attempted to remove his body camera. From this moment on, the camera is shaking, and it is unclear what is happening. As the camera becomes still again, you can see the lady on the floor without her hair bonnet, and the officer is straddling her and holding a taser less than a millimeter from her arm and face. She begins to cry, pray, and scream as the camera footage goes completely dark. The incident lasted around 11 minutes, and despite the hour-long footage released by the authorities, Atlanta PD proved nothing but the fact that Officer Brooks used unnecessary force. The lady can be heard screaming "ow" repeatedly as more officers approached and placed her in handcuffs. In the back of the police car, the lady can be heard crying and saying, "I'm in pain right now. I'm hurting, Mr. Brooks. My back and neck hurt. I'm in pain."
My back is hurting and my neck and my arms are hurting.
The lady repeated these phrases over and over until the officer finally acknowledged her and radioed for an ambulance.
I'll take you to the hospital now.
Excessive force. In November 2022, a man by the name of Kenneth Espinoza was driving down the road with his son in another vehicle up ahead. Kenneth Espinoza's son had been stopped by police in a routine traffic stop. Kenneth also pulled his car over around 14 feet behind his son and the sheriff to see what the problem was. That was when the chaos erupted. Officer Mikhail Noel, the officer speaking to Kenneth's son, approached his car and abruptly shouted, "Leave." Kenneth Espinoza turned on his truck and pulled out safely to leave. Officer Noel changed his mind and began chasing the car, grabbing the door handle and screaming, "Stay, stay, stop the effing car." Officer Noel pulled out his taser, pointing it at Kenneth's face. Kenneth stayed calm and got out of his truck to follow the officers to their patrol cars. The body cam footage skipped, and Kenneth claims he was tased 5 times. One of those shots aimed directly at his face.
The probe went 3 centimeters into his mouth.
Kenneth Espinoza is seen being pulled out of the police car by 3 officers and thrown face first onto the ground, just to be picked up and placed back into the patrol car. The footage released was clipped short and seemed as though it had been edited to make the officers appear less violent and for Kenneth Espinoza's claims to seem false. The situation was clear, and these officers just wanted to bully an innocent father. Double standards. In early 2022, Ohio, a Walton Hills police officer was accused of using excessive force on a lone woman, as well as dropping a DUI charge minutes before the drunk driver killed 2 people in a car accident. Officer C.J. Schmidt captured his own violent acts on his body camera. He is heard shouting at a 31-year-old woman to pull over into a nearby parking lot. The officer said, "Do it now, you are going to get arrested." It's unclear whether or not 31-year-old Amanda Mills could hear Officer Schmidt shouting, but Amanda eventually pulled over a second time. The woman was ripped from her car by Officer Schmidt and slammed into the car's hood. Amanda Mills had managed to record the incident on her phone, where she can be heard saying, "Stop it, ow." From this moment on, 15 minutes of audio from the police body cam footage is missing. Another officer arrived, and once again the audio from the body cam was muffled and hard to hear. Later, a judge dismissed the original charge of failing to comply, but Amanda Mills was found guilty of going 39 miles per hour in a 35 zone. The original police report had bumped up the numbers, saying that Amanda Mills was traveling 66 miles per hour, which was a lie. Amanda claimed she was having problems with her car and can be heard in the footage saying, "My car was smoking. I tried to get gas. I honestly didn't see you." As a result of her car issues, she went over the speed limit by 4 miles per hour. Amanda stated the incident left her with potentially lifelong injuries to her chest. 2 months later, Officer C.J. Schmidt had pulled over an intoxicated 26-year-old man. This situation was far different from the first. In fact, this interaction ended in a fist bump. Officer Schmidt had told the drunk man to take it down about 30 miles per hour, a stark difference from Amanda Mills, only traveling 4 miles per hour above the limit. 12 minutes later, 26-year-old Nicholas Mancino crashed into the back of a couple on a motorcycle, killing both of them. Cocaine and alcohol was found in his system. Nicholas Mancino and his stupid actions are what killed the couple, but Officer Schmidt is also to blame. Excessive force. In November 2022, a Plymouth man by the name of Jack Rowe was arrested by 2 officers who thought excessive force was the only option to detain an unarmed man. The man didn't even have time to resist. In a 50-second clip, it shows one officer grab the man by the arm before slinging him onto the floor as the second officer held a taser to the man's face. The incident happened so fast, it's unclear what the real issue was. The audio is disturbed by the sound of strong wind and a dog barking, but the man can be seen walking up his lawn and is grabbed by Officer 1. The man shouts, "Don't touch me," as Officer 2 points a taser at the side of the man's head. Officer 2 shouts, "Do not." Moments later, his colleague, Officer 1, slams Jack Rowe onto the ground. As the officers lean over the man, attempting to handcuff him, a static sound picks up on their audio as Officer 1 repeats, "He's good, he's good," suggesting the man had just been tased. Jack Rowe was placed into handcuffs, and the 50-second hostile interaction was over. Or was it? Jack Rowe decided to sue the city of Plymouth for the excessive force used on him by their officers. The city of Plymouth covered $50,000 of the $75,000 lawsuit. Despite the lawsuit, the officers have since been promoted. Was this a case of an anxious officer, or men abusing their authority once again? Our brave police officers work hard every day to protect and serve, but some bad eggs are found abusing their power and getting away with it. Let's all be vigilant and work together to promote accountability and prevent injustice. you might find yourself questioning just how far someone will go to feel powerful. Well, these stories show that people are willing to see just how much they can get away with.